Hi, Bruce. Welcome to our first virtual Fintech Happy Hour here at Swoop. Thanks very much for joining us. What are you joining us with us today? What's your beverage of choice?
It's good to be here, Steve. So got a little bit of a bevy going here in my new wine glasses. So, mate, it's good to be here, mate. In the words of Keith Richards, good to be here, good to be anywhere.
Well, thanks very much for shoehorning Keith Richards into there so early. Always a good one. I myself, Bruce, got a lovely peppermint tea, as you can see, with the nice trendy cafe that I'm definitely not in here at the minute, unfortunately, in Sydney, but we'll have to make do. But what are we here for today, Bruce? We're here to, I suppose, talk about what are 5 things that businesses should look to do during a lockdown, or that we're currently in here in Sydney, or during these testing times for business. So what we think we'll do, we'll go through and we'll see what you think. So maybe we'll start. What's your first tip for businesses, what they should do during lockdown, Bruce?
Look, look. I mean, I think we're all going through this. I think everybody will have their own views around it. One of the things that I think we've found in our business in particular is continue to connect. I think everybody says it. There's plenty of people that are doing, Zoom online drinks, all the rest of it. In about 2 weeks, all of our team are putting down their Zoom and their laptops, and we're doing Pinot and Picasso on a Friday afternoon. And we've had an easel, a canvas, paintbrushes and paints delivered to everybody's home, so that we can literally still connect, over the internet, etc. I think for businesses that connect with your team, continue to connect, I guess, is probably what it is. Connect and engage with your team.
It's funny you say that, Bruce. That's actually the first point I had down. Was actually stay and connect, but to build upon that, make sure you're connecting your team. But at the same time, take a break. For me, taking a break is very important, and doing those Picassos and paintings is such an essential piece. But even just to build upon that, take a break even further. Make sure you're taking your holidays. As a business owner, you'll see yourself working all hours every day, every weekend, every evening. You need to take a break, and that's one thing we hear time and time again. When people do take breaks, when they take a day off, they come back reinvigorated.
Oh man, I couldn't agree more, Steve. There's I don't know if you know this, over at KPMG, the large professional services firm. They have a color coding system in their Zoom meetings, and it tells you if it's a certain color that you'd need to be in front of the camera, and if it's a different color, you don't have to be. So what that's telling their staff is, this meeting, you're permitted to, you can be walking around your local area, enjoying some fresh air, still on the meeting, still on the call, still contributing, but not stuck at your desk, like you say, at all hours. Any business owner, you can adopt that same approach. Just do some calls walking around. Goodness me.
Yeah, I find myself personally, we're in a reactive world. We're reacting to a Slack message from the team. We're reacting to, a Zoom meeting that's put in your diary 30 minutes beforehand. We need not the Zoom meeting. No, need to make sure we have a business to make sure to take a break and not be reactive. I suppose another one I would definitely put in here is, and it's slightly different from what we're talking about, but I think it's really, really important, is look after your customers. Look after your customers that you currently have. These are the people that you've worked so hard to get on board, to become clients, become users of the QuickFee offering. Now is the time to build that loyalty with them. I know from a Swoop point of view, we've run sessions on how supporting business. How are they, accessing the finance to continue to grow, or how are they accessing the information along all the many grants that are available in Australia? And they tell us, the feedback they give to us is, thanks for thinking of us. This is what we need to know. I don't know if that's the same with you in QuickFee, Bruce, but I think, making sure you're looking after that loyal customer and doing as much as possible will reap its rewards when we get out of this, or when we come into a better business environment.
Absolutely. I mean, when we had the early days of the lockdown last year in Australia, we partnered up with a couple of our other sort of friendly suppliers, and we had an online comedian, and it was great because because everybody was in lockdown. The customers could bring their families, their spouses, it could be flatmates, whatever, to a virtual event, and it enabled us, of course, to stay in front of our customers and give them a little bit of light entertainment from a comedian guy that we'd found that was kind enough to deliver it over Zoom. And it's just like you said, it fitted with downtime as much as connecting with those customers. And I think that's important. We've got an event coming up with Glenn McGrath, who's going to be speaking on resilience. Yeah, we're really fortunate to have that. And he'll be speaking on the subject of resilience. And again, putting that on for our customers, like you said, to connect to them, but also something out there showing that we care.
Yeah, you just have to care. We continue to bring on new customers. Everyone always wants new customers, but making sure they're looked after and you're supporting them, I think it's a huge thing to be aware of for a business owner or someone who runs a business. I think another one I'll definitely put on the table. We are in a technology-driven world all the time, but make sure that we're using new technology, or any technology that you're bringing in, that actually streamlines your business. What new technology are you bringing in during this current setting to streamline your business? Is there any pieces of tech that you use day to day, Bruce, that you could, I suppose, really recommend to anybody that would streamline their day to day activities, make them smarter, make them faster, save them time?
Yeah. You mentioned Slack before, and I'm actually a bit of a believer in Slack. I actually quite like Slack. I think the fact that you can connect to people outside of your own business using it, the fact that it natively connects to Salesforce, Asana, Dropbox, etc. So you're not actually sharing files and trying to manage what version has somebody got. You're literally sharing the Dropbox link through Slack, instant updates, etc. So strong believer there. But I tell you what. I'm 59, Steve. So I
couldn't be.
Remember, yeah. I can hardly the elixir of youth, and I obviously started work long before there was an internet, and long before computers to some extent. The telephone is an amazing piece of technology. It leaves email for dead. I think I had a call from someone at a bank who literally rang me just to see how I was, nothing to do with business, see how I was.
Customer loyalty, Bruce.
Absolutely. And when I see customers, it's just sort of, we've got a bit of a working relationship. And he was explaining to me he's doing one call every day to somebody he doesn't need to call. And I thought, there you go. Alexander Graham Bell did us a favor when he invented the telephone. And, it goes far beyond email. It's this connectivity, the way we can converse like you and I right now, Steve.
Yeah. I look forward to your call coming next week then, Bruce. I know, I think for just on Streamline, Slack is fantastic for that. And it just reminds me, we need to set up a joint Slack channel between QuickFee and Swoop. Yeah. It's a brilliant feature for collaborating with partners like that. Drop them a message, build the conversation, build the partnership. But that for me is another fantastic one. But one I will mention myself, utilizing technology is a new email system. So we've got Gmail, obviously we've got Outlook, but I'm using one called Superhuman. It's saving me a huge amount of time, setting up my reminders to get back to people, making sure I do get back to people, being able to set up Google Meets, being able to merge emails and intros and things like that, and close off emails that I've serviced and categorized already. It's been a lifesaver for me. It's saving me maybe half an hour a day, and I just thought of that. I was like, you need to have technology, take advantage of technology like that. So Superhuman's my shout out for that. I'm just thinking, maybe finish up, Bruce. Is there any final piece of advice that a business person should be utilizing, or what a process they should be doing during this current business environment?
Yeah, maybe one final thing, Steve, and that is, as you say, that you could easily fill your diary, or worse, others will fill it for you. What's important is to block out that bit of thinking time, which might have been that time driving to and from the office. In a year ago, 2 years ago, we had that bit of downtime, the time on the bus from home to the city or whatever. That time has been lost when the total commute is from bedroom to study. So, personally, I've actually been putting like 3-hour blocks in my diary, which literally just say thinking time. Otherwise, there won't be any creativity in these business owners. You can be very busy doing it and lose sight of what it is that you've got, the opportunities that you have when you put a bit of creativity into it. So I think set aside time to be creative. That's probably what I'm saying, Steve.
Yeah, just last week actually, I just had to block out a lunch hour, because I was finding myself, not taking a long lunch at all. So I had to put in that hour. Just put in your hour, or take your lunch. Might not take the full hour, but having it in there so no one can put things in. Yeah, I definitely agree. But thanks very much for sipping with us today. Can you see for our Fintech Happy Hour, and maybe I'll do a cheers to you, to a virtual cheers, Bruce. It's always fantastic to hear your wisdom, having built the business that QuickFee is today, and hopefully we can share some of these insights and help other business owners.
Yeah, thanks for the opportunity, Steve. Have a good evening. See you, mate.
Cheers.